Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to be back on the channel, and with a lot of humility, allow me first of all say that I'm very sorry for not having produced videos for the last 6 days or so. The reason is actually I've been battling some intense coryza, and as you know, with coryza it subsides as the days go by, and that is why you hear my voice has not returned to its factory setting. But I thank God I'm recuperating well, and everything is going to be all right. I believe you can hear me clearly. I will try to do my best. I know a lot of things have happened in the political landscape over the past week, and I am very sure you have been following a lot of analysis coming from the experts we have around that are really analyzing politics. And so I do not want to go back to what happened in the last week. I just want to pick it from here. And so I want us to start with this analysis. Mother Karua has been hinted as the viable running mate for Raila Odinga. And as a matter of fact, there is a source of information that I've received that is telling me she has been confirmed. It's only a matter of time for her to be announced. And if you have been very keen, IEBC gave the presidential candidates 10 days to name their presidential running mate. In 2017, when Anne Waiguru and Martha Karua were put on a weighing scale so that the Kirinyaga people would identify the best woman to lead them, in the gubernatorial seat, the Kirinyaga people colloquially termed Anne Waiguru as Minji Minji. And then they also termed Martha Karua as Ndengu Ndengu. When you talk of Minji Minji in the Kikuyu setting, and generally the symbolic manner of Minji Minji is in the framework of somebody who is having a soft spot in them. For example, if you talk of a woman who is deemed as Minji Minji is somebody who is portraying some softness that people can maybe run to and get some kind of solace in a manner. And at the same time, Minji Minji is somebody who is glamoring in their appearance, and their portrayal in terms of appearance is appealing, so that any man who will look at them and does not turn again to look at them in the second time, that man is definitely having a stiff neck. All right. So on the other side, they termed Martha Karua as Ndengu Ndengu. So symbolically, Ndengu Ndengu is denoting somebody who is hard on their stand, and they were trying to have a comparison between her and Anne Waiguru. So the differences were very clear. If you were to decide and go for Martha Karua, you would be going to pick somebody who is having a hard stand, and somebody who can be equated, a lady who can be equated to having a character traits of a man. And when you go to Minji Minji, somebody who is having a soft spot that is very likable easily, okay? And most of the times, if you had the history of Martha Karua, you realize that very many pundits have called her the Iron Lady of the politics of Kenya. So generally, the iron itself is also a very tough metal, okay? So Martha Karua has been known for her hard stance, and she has also been known for her no-nonsense activities in the political arena. And when Martha Karua was deciding finally to join Raila Odinga, I did a comprehensive analysis on it, and one of the things I mentioned, if I remember clearly, is that there was a possibility of Martha Karua being picked as the running mate because of the qualities that she brings into Azimio fraternity, and how she would definitely complement Raila Odinga's presidency. When a presidential candidate is going to pick a running mate, there are very many things that are taken into account. And according to my understanding and how I've really followed the politics well enough, I can equate this to what Barack Obama did in 2008 when he was picking Joe Biden as his vice, okay? He did a test called the gut check test. And you see, in politics, gut check test is very crucial, especially for a presidential candidate who is endeavoring to get somebody to be their running mate. So the gut check test is dealing with not two virtues, but three key virtues that the presidential candidate must identify in the running mate, okay? So the first virtue that the running mate must portray is the virtue of reliability, okay? And the second virtue is the virtue of decency. And the third virtue is the virtue of honesty. So if you look at these three virtues, and bring them in the Kenyan political spectrum, and with specificity, we want to bring Martha Karua and give her these virtues. Number one, Martha Karua is a very honest politician. That is the first thing we have to agree on. She has stood the test of time, where we have been seeing her having hard stand in matters to do with championing for the constitutionalism in the nation, and actually championing for the rights of the people who are vulnerable to sabotage by an authoritative regime. And she has been very, very vocal in terms of maybe having clear framework under which the government should operate. She is also regarded as somebody who is having a zero tolerance to corruption, and that is, in our Kenyan setting and the governance at large, corruption is one of the thorns in the flesh. And if a leader can come up boldly and speak against corruption, it means they have some cleanness in them that is making them to stand out from the crowd of other leaders who might be attacked with the dirt of corruption. And so, the honesty is exhibited by Martha Karua. And at the same time, she has been steadfast in matters to do with championing for what is good for the country and what is good for the common citizen. So how is the honesty part going to complement Raila Odinga's the presidency? We need somebody who is going to spice up the presidency of Raila Odinga. We need somebody who is going to come up to be honest, and like what we have been seeing before. We would say that these are monkeys in the same forest, okay? But there's that monkey with the mark of a black knot, which is trying to stand out differently, okay? Trying to portray themselves as a unique monkey. And this is what Martha Karua is now bringing on the table. And then the other virtue is reliability. The moment somebody is reliable, definitely you would expect that their honesty is going concurrently with that reliability. So you be honest first to somebody, and then they rely on you, because when you are honest, you are a straightforward person, and once you are a straightforward person, you can be relied upon. She can be relied upon. For example, when we were seeing the Azimio women, okay, Azimio ladies coming on board and trying to say that, we as the Azimio ladies, we would want Martha Karua to be there for us. It means there's some kind of reliability that she brings forth. And with the women, with the factor of championing for the rights of women and championing for what the women will be holding in the government, they will rely on Martha Karua as a woman. And as a matter of fact, for the record, this is going to be the first time that we're going to see a deputy president being a lady in the history of Kenya. It has never happened, and it is going to be something historic. And when it is something historic, we might be seeing a lot of robust changes. We might be seeing a lot of new moves and new dimensions that would be for the good of the country. So the reliability that Martha Karua maybe is coming up with is based on the honesty in the first place, and then what she can deliver in terms of how people will rely on her leadership and the qualities that she already possesses, and how generally she will tackle her activities in the government. And then the third one, I talked of honesty, reliability, and decency. So the last virtue is the decency. When you are honest and reliable, you combine them, you come up with decency, because decency is all about how you do your things, okay? How everything about you is appearing to be clean, how everything about you is appearing to be relied upon, and strictly portray you as somebody who is worthwhile in the society. And so you talk of all these three virtues when you do a gut check test in a presidential running mate determination, then you will take Martha Karua as fitting all of this. If you compare Martha Karua and, let's say, for instance, a man like Peter Kenneth, you would see clear differences. Peter Kenneth is a soft-spoken lad, okay? And when you go on the other side, you see Martha Karua being termed as Nengu Nengu. There's a clear distinction between Peter Kenneth and Martha Karua. And so it tells you definitely that if they were going for somebody who will be relied upon as being honest, and for you to be honest, you must have your head stands being spearheaded at all time, and you never jeopardize your stand, then definitely the weight would go towards Martha Karua, and Peter Kenneth will not feature in that comparison. So in this case, if Raila Odinga picks Martha Karua as a running mate, it would have that kind of impact because she comes from Mount Kenya, but the gist of it would be based on the virtues that Martha Karua would be giving Raila Odinga and the governance at large based on the gut check test. And so generally, this is a good move. And if she comes to be the running mate for Raila Odinga, it will be a win. And you can expect great developments and enhancements in the incoming government. I don't know what you have from your side, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what you think. Maybe you can talk to me. So thank you so much, and may you have a great time.